We are joined by Kurt Vile, Jon Hart doing the interview. Kurt Vile getting ready to take the stage tomorrow night at the Granada in Lawrence, and this interview and performance right here on the bridge.
Really been looking forward to this interview for quite a while. Kurt Vile in the studio. This has been the album that we've been having on around the house at home. So this is quite an honor today.
Hey, thanks.
And of course, it's your day off too. So that's really great. You're going to be playing the Granada Theater. I guess we kind of screwed that up for you, didn't we? Yeah, sorry. But you will be playing tomorrow night over at the Granada Theater, Kurt Vile and the Violators. Believe I'm going down the new record. Congratulations. It's your first number one. Does that have meaning?
Totally. Just because I'm number one.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. No, it's awesome. I didn't know. I didn't really know that was a possibility or something. But I guess the song is just too catchy. I don't know.
Yeah. You know, the thing that's so great about it is that, you know, and there's been a lot of sort of conversation about you and the War on Drugs, and was that your band or whatever, but really, you know, War on Drugs is Adam's band and your solo work is your band, and you've sort of supported each other, and you sort of separated because each of you started to take off, and you both got big at basically the same time. It's pretty cool.
I mean, totally, and I was lucky to have, I think I needed Adam in my band, the Violators, more than he ever needed me in the War on Drugs. Like, I was on that first record, and I guested on the second one, but mainly he's always good at knowing exactly what he wants, whereas I need people to bounce off of in some ways, like when it comes to live, etc. So I held on to Adam longer than he held on to me.
Yeah, you had this is sort of a sprawling project. You took a year to record this, did it over 3 studios?
Yeah, I did it, which is not that new, but I think it would just get more and more out of hand, like ever since Smoke Ring for my Halo, which was my couple albums ago, and then Waking on Pretty Days, up to this one. I think every time I would just bounce around more in studios, and so this last time I got used to just going all over the country, more or less, but maybe next time I'll just stay home.
Yeah, a whole bunch of it was recorded over at Joshua Tree, and you got to hang out and play some with Tenarwin, which I know is a band that you've loved and seen quite a bit.
Yeah, I got, like on the Waking on a Pretty Days album cycle, I was seeing them live a lot, and they had invited me to do random jam sessions in the desert or play a small festival, and they always fell through, but then it just worked out. They were at Rancho de la Luna, the studio where I recorded some of this album. They were there like a week before, so I just went out early, and I got all like Eastern religious. I just went into the rabbit hole.
Well, you know, speaking of going into the rabbit hole, you're so well known for your guitar playing, and their guitar playing is so different.
Yeah. No, yeah, sure it is. So I can't really touch what they do, but I could just soak it in a little bit. Just I was going to say something. I don't know if I can say it.
I think you communicated it pretty well. So one of the songs that you did at Joshua Tree, you said it's a favorite thing you've ever done, Wheelhouse.
Yeah, I was jamming with Tenarwin, and then I went home. I was sort of playing in their style, and then it morphed into my style, and also this tuning. It's a weird tuning. So I wrote that song Wheelhouse, and so I owe them a little bit, but you know, I'm not 100%. It's partly me too, but I don't know. It was just totally good jamming with those guys. Put me in another state of mind.
One of the reasons I said it was sort of sprawling is because by the time you were done, you had over an album's worth of outtakes.
Yeah. I was just talking about that earlier. Maybe one day I'll go into the archive again, but it's just kind of nauseating. I'd rather just record new music. Yeah.
The thing that you were quoted as saying is that you started out thinking you knew what the record was, but you just kept simplifying, going for more honesty.
Yeah, maybe the album before that, Waken, was pretty epic. Lots of guitar overdubs, and I'm proud of that too. But yeah, I just kind of wanted. I don't know why. It's not. Maybe I thought there'd be more overdubs and all that stuff, and there were overdubs, but I just took them away. I just kept it real.
Well, it's a great record. Believe I'm Going Down. The first number one from Kurt Weill. He'll be playing tomorrow night at the Granada with the Violators, and we'd love to hear a song if we could.
Yeah, I'll play Pretty Pimpin' actually.
Well, I woke up this morning, didn't recognize the man in the mirror. Then I laughed and said, silly me, that's just me. Then I proceeded to brush some stranger's teeth, but they were my teeth, and I was weightless, quivering like some leaf come in the window of a restroom. I couldn't tell you what the hell it was supposed to mean, 'cause it was a Monday, not Tuesday, not Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Then Saturday came around and I said, who's this stupid clown blocking my bathroom sink? All he ever wanted was to be someone in life that was just like, all I want is to just have fun, live my life like a son of a gun. I could be 1,000 miles away, but still mean what I say. Then I woke up this morning, didn't recognize the man in the mirror. Then I laughed and I said, silly me, that's just me. Then I proceeded to not comb some stranger's hair, never were my style. But I couldn't tell you what the hell it was supposed to mean, 'cause it was a Monday, not Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Then Saturday came around and I said, who's this stupid clown blocking my bathroom sink? But he was sporting all my clothes, I gotta say, pretty pimpin'. All he ever wanted was to be a man, but he was always a little too cute to be a minute under marbles lost. He was always 1,000 miles away while still standing in front of your face. Then he woke up this morning, didn't recognize the boy in the mirror, then laughed and said, silly me, that's just me. Then I proceeded to brush some stranger's teeth, but they were my teeth, and I was weightless, quivering like some leaf come in the window of a restroom. I couldn't tell you what the hell it was supposed to mean, 'cause it was a Monday, not Tuesday, not Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Then Saturday came around and I said, who's this stupid clown blocking my bathroom sink? But he was sporting all my clothes, I gotta say, pretty pimpin'. Woo! I woke up this morning, didn't recognize the boy in the mirror.
Kurt Weill live in the Bridge Studios. That's brilliant.
Thanks.
You know, you can always tell when a really great record comes along because, you know, record people are hired to work us, to get us to play songs. And when they start working a song that's not on their label because they love it, we actually had that with that song. We had people calling us up saying, you've got to play this. Pretty great.
Man, I'm stoked. I'm overwhelmed.
You know, I think it's just amazing. You were one of 10 kids. And you told a story about how one time about your dad always listening to bluegrass in the car. And I could just imagine trying to get 10 kids in the car.
Yeah.
It had to be different.
Well, I think because as they get older, they don't want to be in the car anymore. So I don't know how often there was exactly 10 in the car per se.
Your dad was a big bluegrass fan, and you at least showed enough signs of liking it that he got you a banjo at 14. Mm-hmm. And I think you kind of liked it, but you also sort of viewed it as a bit of a novelty too.
Yeah, but because if it was a bit of a novelty, I was a big hit in the coffee house circuit.
There was you actually accompanied yourself with kazoo.
Yeah, I had this one song. Yep, I had this one song about skateboarding, or about like it was called Skate Bitch. It was about the girls that hang out with you and just buy you drinks. They're like, just watch you skateboard, and it had a kazoo involved in like the harmonica holder.
But actually, the first song
I invented
that,
putting a kazoo in the harmonica holder.
But the first song that you ever wrote was actually about was Lex Luthor.
Oh yeah, it was. I saw a cartoon episode of why Lex Luthor hated Superman, why they were enemies. They used to be friends when they were younger, and then some giant stone of kryptonite came down somehow and caused a ruckus and made Lex Luthor's hair fall out. And then I just remember he got mad in the cartoon with Superman. He's like, "You made all my hair fall out." It's pretty ridiculous. So that was the only line in the song. "You made all my hair fall out."
And now I know to be mad at Superman too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's a kryptonite.
Yeah, it is the kryptonite. I guess your neighbor realized at some point how much you were into this, so got a guitar into your hands.
Yeah, that was nice of them.
Sort of, the guitar took over. You still occasionally pull the banjo out.
Yeah, I get heavy with it every like a certain time every year, maybe now that I finally achieved like a solid banjo tune, which is "I'm an Outlaw" on the new record. Hopefully I'll still go back to it and get mystified and in a trance when I play it on the couch. But I think I was like working up to actually pulling a solid banjo tune off. But honestly, it's better finger picking on it. That's like where it gets really pretty. So I'll have to. I tried like other banjo songs on the record. That was just the one that made it.
Yeah, I think that you knew pretty early on that this is what you wanted to do. After high school, you went and spent a couple years in Boston doing basically manual labor and sort of fell back into the couch at night and did a lot of finger picking. And it was those 2 years that kind of led you to the point where you were really ready to go and chase this a little bit more.
Man, but you got like reading my whole encyclopedia. Yeah, that's about right. That's how it happened, I think.
Yeah. Selling cassettes of your own stuff at the age of 17. You've always been an entrepreneur.
Yeah. I put out a 60-minute cassette at 17, and now I'm 36. So that's what, almost 20 years, 30, 40 years.
Yeah. I have to put out a 20th anniversary edition of the cassette.
No way. Skate Bitches on there, though.
I bet you could get some pretty good money on eBay if you could pull one of those out.
Yeah.
This has been such a big run for you. I mean, so many cool things happen. We were speaking of the animated cartoon. You are an animated squirrel on HBO.
Yeah.
You're not happy about that?
No, I am. It was really fun doing it. I just...
You wanted to be a different animal?
I think I could have been better. I think I could have been funnier. I think they made me. I think the idea was to make me like this token stoner squirrel, and they really did do that. So I don't know. I just think I was funnier with some of my ad libs, and they just stuck to the grid at times.
That's one of those phrases that you just never expect to hear. Token stoner squirrel.
Yeah, and I don't mean like toking. I mean token.
Yeah,
the coin.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And maybe something that I don't think anybody ever expects. You were actually a question.
A stoner.
You were actually an answer on Jeopardy.
Yeah, It was College Jeopardy, though.
Yeah. But it was still Alex Trebek.
Yeah, no, and he had to say it because nobody got the answer, so he had to be like, "Who is Kurt Weill?" Which is cool. That's better.
You should turn that into a ringtone, or
Yeah, I'll have to dig it up. Dig it up.
I want to get back to the new record just real briefly. Some of the things that you actually made a mix CD to sort of kick the project off.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Was that this one?
Are you talking about the one with like the birds and
Randy Newman?
Yeah.
And
yeah, that was for Waking on a Pretty Days. I'm proud of that mix. There's a lot it's jam packed with golden nuggets.
Yeah. There's a lot that's been said about your love for Neil Young. The thing that I wanted to ask you about Neil, though, is what I really think relates mostly to you, and that's sort of Neil's willingness to throw out what he did on the last record and do something completely different on the next.
Yeah, I think he's a little more extreme, can be, than I am, but I definitely love that about Neil. If I could call him by his first name.
You ever met him?
Once, but he was basically going out the door. But I saw Bert Jansch open for Neil Young when I was mixing Smoke Ring for my Halo, and Thurston Moore and Kim Gordon were there, and so I knew them a little bit, and Kim had become a fan. So after the show, we got backstage. They got backstage because of Neil, and I got backstage because of Bert Jansch, because my friend was tour managing him. And then we were all waiting for him to come out. You know, there was like Secret Service. They're like, "Hey, you can't go down this hallway. That's Neil." And I don't know. Finally, he came out, and I like ran after him, and he was basically saying goodbye. But then I gave him a CD, and he's like, "Oh, Kurt Weill, huh?" I don't know. That's basically it. But Kim Gordon, she was talking it up. She's like, "That's the one." I was like, "Yeah, I love you, man. I'll rip you off just a little bit." That's what I said.
You're not alone.
Yeah.
You know, Neil's paved the way for a lot of folks.
Yeah.
There's a lot to be proud of. Believe I'm Going Down. An incredible new record from Kurt Weill. He's playing tomorrow night at the Granada, and he's been gracious enough to come in on what was a day off and is now not to play for us here on the bridge. We'd love one more song if we could.
Yeah, sure. This is Dust Bunnies. It's actually a half step up, so. Sorry if I'm extra whiny.
You may think that it's funny now that I got a headache like a shop vac, coughing dust bunnies. It's hard to see when it's all red, and all you hear are just white noises. This little one, she's a delicate creature, no safety features to hold it down. Girl, you've been running on all cylinders, pulling my yard, cut it hard, but no, we won't find it lying down on the ground. And it ain't at the bar where I am or you are. Take a puff on cigarette, see what we get, and invigorate and fix a black lung. Yeah. Don't know much about history and don't know much about the shape I'm in. There ain't no manual to my mind. I'm always looking, baby, all the time. But no, we won't find it rolling around on the ground. And it ain't at the bar where I am, where you are. I took a puff on cigarette, saw what I get, and invigorate and fix in the black lung. facing my place. We swap faces and I see that you're tired. It's hard to think with a squash brain, and anyway, let's hope that don't leave a permanent stain. How can you talk over all that racket? What's there to feel but totally whack? But we don't got time to wallow around in it, but it don't seem so far away from where we are. Wanna put out a cigarette, leave it behind, hold you real close, take you by the hand, we'll walk away. Hey, look at me, 'cause I'm walking away.
Kurt Vile in the studios here at the Bridge live. And of course, you can catch him with the Violators tomorrow night at the Granada Theater. This was really special.
Yeah, thanks.
so
It's
much.
special for me too.
And congratulations again on the new record, Believe I'm Going Down. Absolutely phenomenal record. And it's so much fun to watch somebody who's worked so hard get the success that they deserve.
Thanks, dude. Thank you.
Kurt
Thanks, guys.
Vile today
Thanks.
on the Bridge.